Today we're zeroing in on SoundHound AI, ticker SOUN.
Right.
Now, you probably know them for music recognition, but the real story here is a massive strategic pivot.
It really is. They're moving from a consumer voice app to a serious enterprise AI player.
And we're here to figure out what that means for investors.
This is a company at a classic inflection point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want a high-risk, high-return growth stock, this is kind of the poster child for it.
So what's the core tension here?
You've got this just exploding growth on one side. Q3 revenue was $42 million. That's up 68% from last year.
Wow.
And they just raised their 2025 guidance to $180 million. So the fundamentals are strengthening, but, and it's a big but, the valuation and the financial risks are just as significant.
Okay, so let's dig into their competitive edge. In a world with Google and OpenAI, the giants,
Okay.
how does a company like SoundHound even compete?
That's the key question. It all comes down to their core tech, something they call speech to meaning.
Right.
See, traditional systems do two things. First, they recognize the words.
Yeah.
That's speech recognition. Then they try to understand what those words mean.
Two separate steps, so there's a delay.
Exactly. There's latency. SoundHound's whole deal is that they do both at the same time. It processes meaning in real time.
Which is critical when you're up against the gorilla problem.
Precisely. In certain applications, speed is everything. They claim their Polaris model is, 30 to 35% more accurate in noisy places?
And 4 times faster than something like GPT-4o.
Yeah, think about a loud drive-through or inside a car. That's where that advantage, really comes into play.
That makes sense for a drive-through, but speed alone isn't going to convince a bank or a hospital to switch from Microsoft.
No, it isn't. And that brings us to their big strategic move.
The Amelia acquisition.
Right. That $80 million deal was the game changer.
Yeah.
It let them pivot into what's called Agentic AI.
And what does that mean in plain English?
It means the AI can handle complex tasks on its own. We're not talking about just answering a question. We're talking about processing an entire insurance claim or, say, scheduling a complex series of hospital appointments.
So it's moving from just hearing to actually doing.
Exactly. And that moves SoundHound from relying on royalties from car companies to securing these high-value recurring revenue contracts.
From Fortune 500 companies in finance and healthcare. A much stickier business model.
A much more stable, predictable model.
Okay, let's pivot to the financials, because the risk here is very real. That Q3 GAAP net loss was over $100 million. That's a scary number.
It is a scary number.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just ignore it as, growth stock noise.
So how should we interpret it?
The most important thing to know is that $66 million of that was a non-cash charge. It was related to the changing value of debt from that Amelia acquisition.
But wasn't cash flying out the door?
No, but it highlights the financial complexity of that integration.
Yeah.
And even setting that aside, the market valuation is just astonishing.
It is. I saw it was trading at, 28 to 30 times forward sales?
30 times. I mean, you compare that to peers like C3.ai at 7.5 or Cerence at 1.5.
That's not just pricing in success. That's pricing in perfection.
It's pricing in the total failure of their competition. And another thing that should give you pause. Insiders are selling.
Oh.
The CEO, Kevin Mohajer, and other execs sold millions in stock this year. They can be a signal that even management thinks the price might be getting a little ahead of itself.
So you have this really clear split.
A perfect dichotomy. The bull case is all about their superior niche technology and that successful pivot to enterprise contracts.
And the bear case?
It's that extreme valuation, the constant pressure from the giants, and these investor trust issues, the insider selling, questions about their backlog.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
So to wrap this up, the future for SoundHound isn't just about being faster.
Not at all.
It seems like their success really hinges on one big question. Can their Agentic AI framework prove it's stable and secure enough to handle really sensitive, high-value data in regulated fields like finance and healthcare?
That's it. Exactly. That's the next major test. It's not a tech hurdle anymore. It's a regulatory and an implementation one.